Welcome back. We're going to take a quick tour of the Edison Ford Museum and see some of the wonderful things from this era. And this is part of the, here's your model, Thomas Edison. So Thomas Edison and Ford became neighbors. Next to Thomas Edison, there was a neighbor who was selling their property, and Edison let Ford know, and they became neighbors. And that's why they became,
Look at this one, Brian.
wow.
Got a wood detail on it, like mahogany.
Look at that, big engine, big engine.
Lot to see, Brian.
How big is that? It's a very big museum, is it, Paul? So there's a lot to see, and we have a dinner arrangement this afternoon in Naples. So we can't take as much time as you normally would in the museum.
I
So
want to show you the lab too.
we want to see the lab where some of the research was worked on.
And this is good by year. With the years, they tell you what was happening by years.
There they are, two big wigs. Today is the 23rd of October. Some of the teletypes, it looks like.
Telegraph.
Telegraphs. And Thomas Edison was deaf. He was deaf.
You saw that?
Uh,
Jeff would have got
Okay.
it. He read that.
Little telephone there. Candlestick phone.
the early light bulbs. Just changed everything.
These are phonographs. They did the phonographs.
Yeah, Paul, you can narrate and pick out the highlights, perhaps, and that'll speed us along. I mean, this is just compared to what we have today. What I'm holding in my hand, my iPhone 12 Max Pro. This is just fascinating, but it had to start someplace. This is a pre-Steve Jobs.
This is
Yeah,
your
he made
batteries.
Edison made cement.
Yeah, that's how they started off with cement.
So many different inventions.
What is this? The battery?
That was Edison prep battery type, 1910.
1910.
And if you go by up here, you can see what was in each decade. Those are the big things in each decade. So the war in Europe.
I'm gonna spin around and
Photograph. 1917.
just
It's
fascinating.
just like your hat. Radio. Field telephone. I think we go this way.
Let's take a look quick at the movie cameras and some of the phonographs.
465, we went down to Johnson County. Well,
Look at the early
about 69.
projections.
Look at this was pre-talkies. Cameras here.
A lot of famous actresses and actresses lost their career as soon as they started sound.
Right, right.
And there was, up to this point, it was all subtitles, right?
Yeah. Drop a nickel in.
Is that where it dead ends now? Well, we're dead end, yeah.
And over here, a different, and the phonograph or the needle is coming back. People are more buying vinyl again today. And these are early record players. See this drawer for the records there?
75.
Well, a lot of it's still the same, too. 69. And the golf course, if you ever get the chance to get there, they've got a major league golf course now.
Who's that? Bloomington?
guess it went through town
Is it
and
part of
with
University
steam
or
and
is
make
it-
music.
Their core,
Is it the old course revamped?
they revamped it totally.
Excuse
I
us,
think
sorry.
maybe
Hi, sir.
you would only recognize.
Look at the old,
But it supposedly is,
Just even the
Golf
woodworking, right?
Digest said it was a forced bed.
the detail, yeah.
Look at the speakers on the roof, on the ceiling.
Still a little rough.
Everything that was made back then was
Are you
just
familiar with a course up in northern
the,
Michigan?
the attention to detail. Even your old buildings at this time, the Dakota in Manhattan. I mean, they just whatever they did with quite a bit of style. Here's some more. Priceless. Just priceless.
Brian, look at this thing up on the top. The same, over there.
Okay, I am always afraid of things that work the first time. When I made my first recording on the phonograph, shouting in it, he was probably shouting because he's deaf. Mary had a little lamb with fleece of white as snow, and it reproduced perfectly. I was so never taken back in my life. Yeah, that must have been pretty shocked when it worked, huh? He's like a Benjamin Franklin.
Here, right?
Look at the cabinet.
Modern day. Cabinet's beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't know. Ben Franklin, he could go to England during the war,
Yeah, yeah.
and he was so well respected on both sides.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah.
Come on, we got a lot to see.
All right, Paul.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Wonderful museum.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Isn't this amazing, right?
It's well worth the membership.
Yeah. Especially every time we bring people here.
Yeah, because it's so much history here.
There's a good, he sat for a rendering. There he
There's the
is.
whole family here. Brian. You got the Ford family and the Edison family. And there's Thomas right there. Yeah, the first marriage and the second marriage.
Wow. Yeah, the first marriage didn't last because she was not very good with the cooking. So, and this is the Ford family.
It's Henry Ford, 1863 to 1947.
The inventor of the modern day assembly line. And there he is, Henry Ford.
Cutting up the rug.
You can dance if you want to.
Come on, walk, see.
Get your back up off the wall.
Baseball. Now the original baseball started in Hoboken on 3rd Street or something like that. And they have the bases on the street where it says first base, second base, third base. It's still there. It says-
Hoboken, New Jersey?
Yep, Hoboken, New Jersey.
You see this, the first glove and a mask? Imagine that mask wouldn't stop a ball hitting you in the face.
And Hoboken, New Jersey, if you don't know, is right across the Hudson River from Manhattan. And they have beautiful views of Manhattan.
Connie Mack. I don't know where
This is like a new exhibit,
Yeah, it is.
baseball.
Philadelphia A's, 1911 champs.
Connie Mack, one of the last balls used at Connie Mack Stadium, October 1st, 1970.
1970 or 1870? 1970.
Check it out. It looks like 1970.
One of the last balls used. Oh, okay, 1970.
They must have torn that stadium down. And
I tore it down. I live in Philadelphia.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
what'd they replace it with?
I don't know. I just know it's not there anymore.
I had,
Apartment houses.
My-
Low-income apartment houses.
my sister Sue used to go to all the different ballparks. She was a real baseball enthusiast.
22nd of Levi. Couldn't find
Right.
it anymore.
Oh, wow.
This is a new exhibit, huh?
This one is, yeah.
You got
Must-
me. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, the big
That's
one.
great that they change them out from
First
time
time
to time.
I've been here, so.
It's probably our fifth. Everybody that comes to visit, we take you. Come on, we got things to see.
All right, come on.
So this is where we're gonna go across the street from Brian. See,
Okay.
this is the fishing? That's, we have his dock that's on the river. Here's all his fishing stuff.
Look at all the fishing tackle for you fishermen.
Aficionados.
All the lures, the flies. There he is fishing. And it's wonderful. Back then, everybody was always dressed up no matter what they were doing.
Like fishing, you wore a suit.
And here's all the rubber stuff. This is how they started looking for the rubber and experimenting. Over here with the trees. Chemical bottles and.
All the chemistry of rubber, tapping into rubber's potential.
Brian,
Yep.
here, this is the lab. We're gonna go right across. This is how it looks. This is how it looked then.
Oh, this is nice. This is a mock-up of what we're going to see shortly of the lab where all the
Nothing has
research
been touched.
and the development between Edison and I guess
Firestone
Firestone
for the rubber tires.
and Edison.
Yes. Ford was probably involved too with the, you know.
So who was the neighbor? Was the neighbor Firestone or all three of them were neighbors?
No, Firestone didn't buy in there.
No, just
No.
Ford?
Ford and, it was Edison started it with a house and a lab, and then Ford bought in.
All right.
Oh, there's the banyan tree that we had in an earlier presentation. And you can get a real sense of and for you overseas viewers, this is where we are in Florida, right below Tampa,
Right, yep, right there. Yeah,
about
right there.
on the west coast of Florida.
Right up and down further. Yeah, right where this little kitchen out is.
Right there.
Right there.
And that's where we're coming to you from today.
Mike's backing up. Okay.
That's a nice shot of the tree there.
Isn't it like painted, you know?
Yeah, I recommend if you're in the Fort Myers to come and visit this museum and center. So here we go.
So this is all, this is as far as you can see. Imagine working here with no air conditioning.
This is the lab. Just the way it looked when they were utilizing it. Looks like some kind of lathe.
Yeah, yeah. They were stripping the leaves on the rubber trees and trying to grow rubber trees for the water.
And I guess for all the production of cars that they were going to start, they needed a good supply of rubber, you know.
For the Jeeps and the tanks and the, you know, whatever.
Look at the shelves, all the hookers.
Let me put this on a close lens. Maybe that'll help you look and see some of the shelving.
This 5 horsepower engine supplied all of these things running around. All these belts,
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. The pulleys and all the belts,
Yeah.
and that's what spun all these equipments.
Lathe, drill press, grinder, foot press, hydraulic press. 20th century, these machines were connected via a belt to a central line shaft running across the whole thing.
Looks like maybe up here is some of the motors, perhaps. What's
The dock room.
the dock room?
All right, more in here, Brian.
Okay. Wow, this is his office? Edison's office.
Laboratory office.
Yeah, there's so many, I can't even name all the inventions that he's responsible for. You know, the common ones that everybody's familiar with. But there was just a host of things that I'm going to put it on a sharp lens for you. You can actually see everything on the desk. And this is great when they leave it just the way it is. We're at 16 minutes, so this is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Look at all the bottles, all the solutions, all the different chemicals. People want to ban oil, but oil is, it's in everything. It's even in some foods.
Right. And that's
Petroleum.
the goldenrod that he thought was going to be the best,
Plant?
yes, specimen for the rubber producing plant. He tested some 17,000 plant samples.
Wow.
And
Crossbred.
And again, you can freeze your frame and read this at your leisure. So he was a botanist as well.
yes, yes.
All right,
All right.
now move on.
Okay. And he had his fireplace.
Oh, yeah. Cold winter, because remember, most of it, they came down in the winter.
Wow. Okay. Was this a rubber specimen?
All right, we're gonna cross the street.
Okay, we're going to close it here. I hope you enjoyed the museum, the Edison Museum in Fort Myers, Florida, on the 23rd of October.